Question number 9. Has lupus created any type of positivity in your life? This was their response.
I was positive before, but I feel like I'm more aware of it now. So I know that sometimes, like when you say something, I now have to change the wording. So yeah, I'm more aware of it now. I've always been positive, but I think I'm more positive awareness. That's what I would say, with my words and my feelings and stuff like that now. Since I've been doing that, I've been finding I'm feeling a lot better in myself, and I'm able, even though I'm in pain, I'm able to get through the day because I'm not focusing on the pain. I'm focusing on what I'm interested in and what I'm doing. Yeah, I have to keep telling myself that I am beautiful. Even with the lupus, I did lose a lot of my hair, and I used to have like breakouts on my face as well, and that. So that was one of the main reasons why I did lose the confidence in myself as well. And then even like relationships and stuff, I found that hard because I didn't think they'll be able to understand what I'm going through, especially sometimes with the mood swings and stuff. So yeah, I'm just following a positivity, that positive vibes only. That's my motto for it has been for 2023 and 2024 moving forward. So everything that I speak is all going to be about positivity now moving forward.
Yeah, I guess I kind of grown to be a positive person. I don't think I was before, but I feel like with lupus, it's kind of taught me to not stress over things that I can't control. And because a lot of things I can't control right now, I try to live my life without thinking about what ifs or what could have been and things like that, because it's just not going to happen anyway.
Yes, it has, because I've learned to take care of myself, put myself first, and I make no apologies, do for me what I need to do. And I do not apologize to anyone, nobody. I give thanks to the Creator every moment of the day. I thank Him for keeping me, because I realize I could have gone many, many times. I've been bedridden 8, 9 months in the past couple of times, and I have to give thanks.
Yeah. As I said, it makes you appreciate life more, and appreciate people more. I've always been one to appreciate my friends, and I always believe, because my dad taught us to give flowers while people were alive. And I always remember my grandmother saying, you can't be on speaking terms with happiness if you're ungrateful. I should always say ungratefulness is worse than witchcraft. You must be grateful. So that has been my sort of mantra, and I think I try to live peaceably with all men as much as possible. I do have the murderous moments, I must admit. I've had many of those, and I think, I have a mantra too that says I'm not going to go to hell, and I'm not doing hell twice. So yeah, I'm living that kind of sagacious, happy sort of life. And I do have the moments, when sometimes when my friends see me crying, they're like, you cry? I'm like, yes, I do. I bawl, sort of thing. But yeah, and you take the good with the bad. You really take the good with the bad. And look, my mom has to say, look for the good thing and everything. And sometimes, like the last time, my mom would be walking, but you saw this, look at the bird. So now I do all of that, and I have a squirrel that I'm contending with in my garden. I said, okay, you want to talk to me, come, leave the plant, talk to me, it's okay. So yeah, I'm appreciating the little things in life, counting my blessings, not my wrinkles, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes you can always look on the negative, right? But I think for me, I think it's really taught me to be like strong. Like sometimes, sometimes I'm just so hard on myself when I look back, and sometimes it only comes when I go to a hospital appointment and somebody asks, what job do you do? And I'm like, a teacher. It's like, oh my God, you're a teacher. With that, it's like, oh my God, like, I take my hat off to you. And you think, but I'm only a teacher. But it's only when you look back and you think about all the things that you're doing, so I think for me, it's really taught me patience. It's taught me resilience, and it's just, I think the positive thing, it just taught me, very much strength. I consider myself a strong woman. And I think part of that is because I know that it is a daily upward battle, and I'm still here and I'm still standing. You know, I don't feel that I want to give up. And I've had moments where I just thought, you know, especially in my younger years, like I can't do this anymore, I can't go on anymore, I don't want to be here anymore, this is just a burden. But I think, you know, being able to still kind of persevere, you know, are definitely positive things, and those things have helped me in other areas of my life, you know. So, you know, when I'm studying, I felt it easier to kind of push on and not give up. Even if I didn't pass the module, I kept on going, because for me, you know, I know that I've been through harder things. You know, like I recently, you know, I recently lost my dad, you know, a few months ago in May. And not to say that, you know, everybody's grieving process is different, but I think still being here, still standing, you know, and knowing all the ups and downs I've gone through in my health, I've realized that actually, you know, I have that strength. I'm grateful. I persevere. I push through, and I'm just like, you know, the worst things are not the worst things. Does that make sense? So, you know, I feel that maybe if I didn't have lupus, not to say that I wouldn't still be able to get through the grieving process, but you know, compared to, you know, my other siblings, you know, I've just been like, you know what, well, dad had a good life, and actually, you know, I'm just grateful for that time. And I reflect back and I look at, you know, I know people who have passed away, you know, from lupus, and I'm still standing after 20 something years. You know, so I think definitely perseverance, strength, resilience, you know, all of those great skills needed for life, you know, I've got that, you know, from having lupus, and not just having lupus, but having it at a young age. You know, definitely, it is, you know, it shaped the person that I am today, and the person that I will continue to be. So yeah, and I think also, so, and I don't know, obviously, if this is to do with the lupus or just to do my personality, or maybe a mixed thing, but I'm a person I forgive very easily. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, how do you just forgive easily? I don't hold grudges, I don't hold things. And, you know, part of it, I don't have the capacity, I don't have the time, you know, anything that, you know, I'm a person that I run away from stress. And I know that, you know, there's things in life that you can't avoid. So your cup most of the time is going to always be half full. So for me, I know that I can't afford for my cup to overflow, because when it overflows, it's different from when it overflows to you. You know, for me, that is a different story. So I eliminate certain things, and I used to think, oh my God, you know, I run away from, like, not conflict, but I'm the peacekeeper. And I used to kind of think to myself, you know, that's like a weakness, because it's like, speak up and stand up. But I'm like, no, you know, there's a time to talk and there's a time to listen. But for me, you know, I'd rather go through the option that allows me to leave with peace, to eliminate conflict and stressful situations, because the minimal amount of stress, you know, can blow up, like from like A2, you know, to like A1 very quickly, A5 or to A1. And I can't afford for that to happen, because the recovery is always unique. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's longer. And I find that as I'm getting older, you know, in age, my body's ability to recover is not as quick as it once was. So, and especially more things added on from when I started this journey. I can't afford that, because it's not even just I need to take time off work, but it's just that sometimes it's kind of like the scarring that is left, and it's not just the physical scarring, you know, it is the mental and the emotional scarring. You know, it's like a Jenga block coming out and everything crumbling down, and I'm just like, I can't afford for that. So definitely, it is a mental battle as well as a physical battle when it comes to lupus.
Question number 10, and my favorite question. Finally, what is the one thing you would want others to know about your lupus? And this is what they had to say.
One thing that even though you might see the smiley face and you see that I'm getting on with life and I'm always going to have a positive outlook on life, I'm still in a lot of pain and I'm still hurting and I'm still healing and I've still a long process that I need to get through. But I have faith and I believe that I will get through and will be able to live with lupus. It's taken me a long while to actually accept that I've got lupus, as I was in denial for a very long time. I can honestly say I've had it for over 11 years, and the last couple of years, I can actually say that I can say to myself, okay, I have lupus. And now I have fibromyalgia. So it's something else that I've got added on to my condition, which is something that I've got to deal with. But at least now I'm aware of it and I'm able to process it and deal with it in a positive way. Whereas before, when I was first diagnosed with lupus, I didn't deal with it in a good way. Like I said, I lost myself I went into a deep hole, and I don't want to go back there again. So just to let people know that there are a support network out there. There are people that are similar to you that are going through the same thing, and it's just having someone that you can talk to about whenever you're feeling like, if you're in pain, if you're feeling emotional, there is always someone out there that you can speak to. And don't do this alone.
It's not a life sentence. You can live with it like with anything else. You have to decide. Sometimes when some of my friends got a diagnosis and they'll call me and they don't do anything. So I would say to them, is it going to kill you or are you going to kill it? Yes. And yeah, you can die from a complication at some point. My cousin had it and she developed horrible kidney disease, had to be on dialysis, and she died young. And I've had friends who developed cancer and they're not here anymore. Even when I had to put on this bag, I'm like, oh Lord, what have I got additional now? But while you have life, there's hope. And, my faith keeps me. And one of the things I always hold on to a Bible text that says, the Lord is rejoicing over me with singing. So I know that there is something bigger and better.
That I might look good, but I could also be feeling bad. So just don't assume. Don't assume. I'm not a person that is, woe is me and I need the whole world to know that these are all the troubles and all the things that I'm going through. Because one, I probably it can get boring. And two, I can just get tired. I don't need to tell you today, my joints are hurting me. Today, my scalp is itching me. Today, I'm really fatigued. I don't need to. But don't assume, check in once in a while, and understand that lupus is just as serious as cancer. It's just as serious as MS. It's just as serious as all of those illnesses that is out there. And I think the misconception is that, oh, it's lupus, but because you look well, because you're not really talking about the symptoms, because you're walking, but you're not walking with a walking stick, and all of those kind of things, it takes a backseat, but there's more people out there affected by lupus than they are affected by some cancers like leukemia and things like that. So just because we don't have all the adverts on the screen, it doesn't mean that what I'm going through is any less serious. And I think, sometimes people are afraid to say, the D word. But you know what, actually, I might not wake up tomorrow. Actually, I could die. And I think I shouldn't have to advertise the seriousness of that for you to know that actually I have a medical condition that can possibly be life-threatening. And even if I don't constantly wear the badge on my shirt, check in for me once in a while, see if I need help and support, and when I say that I'm not well, or I'm saying that I can't attend a function, understand that. Don't need to challenge it, don't need to question it, because I've lost friends along the way, that have questioned, I question whether you really are sick, why you can't attend, because I've seen that you've attended that and you can't. I'm just like, well, that was Tuesday, today is Wednesday, and tomorrow is Thursday. So if I tell you that I can't make it, I'm not hiding behind my medical condition. I really can't make it. And if you understood what I was going through, then your response would be different. So I think that's what I would say to those about the lupus,
Oh, that's a good question. I think, yeah, I just want others to know that even though I have it, don't treat me differently. Because a lot of the time, people, how can I explain it? A lot of the time, people look at me and they automatically want me to help me, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I just feel like, even though I know they're coming from a good place, I just want people to know that I'm actually more than capable of doing it myself. If I ask for help, I ask for help. But if I don't ask for help, then I'm good. Just leave me alone. So it's just like, it's just weird for me because I think the turning point for me was the 2 strokes, especially because I wasn't aware of the strokes at the time that it was happening. So it was like I was going to the doctors a lot, going to the hospital a lot to tell them like something is not going right here, something's wrong, and they literally just kind of just brushed me off every time. And then when the reason why I knew about the 2 strokes is because I eventually got referred to UCLH. And then they then told me that I had 2 strokes and when it happened. And it made a lot of sense because at the time I was basically saying to the doctors, like, something is not right here, something is wrong. And they just wouldn't acknowledge it. And I feel like because of the acknowledgement that wasn't happening, I got really downhearted by it. I wouldn't say it made me not live my life, but it made me not live my life. Because at the time, I think I was like 24, 25. And then that's the time when they really was saying to me, like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know really what's going on with you. And then when I eventually got the diagnosis, I was so happy about it. But at the same time, I was really annoyed because I just thought, like, I've been not living my life for so long. And now you want to tell me that I've had 2 strokes. And no one even said that to me in the beginning. So that really irritated me a lot, to be honest, because I thought I could have been doing so many different things, but it just wasn't happening for me. And then I did, still going all the way back, I did try go to uni, and then because of the things that was going on with me, I didn't really know what was going on. I was struggling. I wasn't struggling to get to uni, but I was struggling to deal with the workload and the things I was supposed to be doing in my course. And because of that, it was just getting me downhearted a lot again. Because I thought to myself, like, I know I can do these things, but it's just something is just not right with me and it's just not allowing me to do it. So I was very just not with it, basically. I think when I got diagnosed with the 2 strokes, that really did do a changing point for me, but also a changing point in a fact where, because I used to drive all the time, well, no, I used to drive, and now I can't drive, so that's a big thing. That's a big thing that's affected me a lot. And also just certain things in life, everyday life, I just struggle to do now. So it's like, and these are because of the 2 strokes. So because of these 2 strokes now I have a complete different outlook on life, complete different life situation. I'm not independent as I used to be. I used to be very independent. And now I'm just, I wouldn't say a shell of myself, but a shell of myself. Because I feel like if these things were just acknowledged at the time that I was saying it, it wouldn't be the case. So yeah, so it's just very annoying in that sense.
I would say people don't make any excuses or anything that you have to do for yourself. Put yourself first. Do what you have to do. Get on in life. Be happy. Because I love my music and I love to dance. So yeah, that helps me a lot. And laughing. I laugh a lot. So that helps me. That helps me. Yeah. And to have a clean heart. So I can't have judges and judging people, looking at them, oh, what did they do? No, what they did is their business between them and the creator. So things like that, it helped me to be close to my creator.